It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
I am pretty excited about this episode of the Daily Score because today I get to reveal and to explain my 15-team mock draft, the top 15 teams in the name of getting to both of the Bears picks and do the 15. Maybe I'll do one with all 32 teams as time goes on, because if you do a mock draft, you have to have a 1.0. That's what I have up. And then you have to do a 2.0. So I probably will refresh my mock draft, but this is definitely my first one of the year. And just to explain a little bit, I was not necessarily planning on doing a mock draft, but Team Digital from the Score said, hey, would you be interested in doing a mock draft? And that's something we could put up on our pages on Instagram, Score Instagram, and our Twitter page. And I said, yeah. They said, okay, take a couple days and do it. And so I did. And to be perfectly clear, I sat down. And one thing that I try to avoid when filling out my own mock draft is and of course, I've looked at plenty of other mock drafts. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't, but I tried very hard not to let the other mock drafts influence what I was talking about or what I think the Bears will do. And another thing that's really important here is that the mock draft that I'm going to reveal to you, it doesn't mean that this is what I want for the Bears. I did not put this mock draft together to be like, yep, I'm going to find a way to make it so, and when I reveal the names, you will see, to have certain guys on there. Like, I'm happy with my mock draft. I'm pleased with who I have the Bears taking in 2 picks in the first round, but it doesn't mean that this is what I didn't premeditatedly say, okay, how can I craft this mock draft so I have the guys that I want? In this case, it really wasn't that. I think I'm kind of proud of myself because I was very honest with myself about it. I sat down and this is what came out. So, and by the way, I'll tell you where else you could find this stuff. But right now, if you've seen my mock draft and you're like, yo, explain this shit. So that's what I'm going to do here today. With the number 1 overall pick, the Chicago Bears do take Caleb Williams. No doubt about that. I'm not trying to get fancy there. Like I said, having gone to the combine and having reviewed the film of Caleb Williams, watched the highlights, have watched full games. So I've done my due diligence just like everybody else on Caleb Williams. And while imperfect, to me, he is the no doubt about it, I'm completely comfortable with number 1 overall pick. So Caleb Williams to the Bears at number 1. And now for a drink of my Sprite. Got a flu shot and a COVID shot yesterday. So Mark's not feeling as good as he should. But anyway, number 2, the Washington Commanders will take North Carolina quarterback Drake May. Love his size, love his arm strength, love his demeanor. New England Patriots will take LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels, who, man, I had a hard time between May and Daniels in terms of who would be 2 and who would be 3. So it's just a hair down from them. And I think that the Patriots will be a good fit for Jaden Daniels at number 3 overall. Number 4, the guy that some people think is the number 1 overall pick in this draft, or I should say not the number 1 overall, but the best player in the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. will go to Arizona at number 4, the Ohio State wide receiver. Number 5 in my mock draft, the LA Chargers will select Notre Dame tackle Big Joe Alt. That is a large man who is a prospect who is as intelligent as all can be. So that's a good fit for the Chargers and for Jim Harbaugh, who, as we know, loves him a good offensive line, loves him a good running game. And I think that is like the piece that the Chargers will have in the name of Jim Harbaugh. I mean, that's perfect for him, I thought. The Giants at number 6, a little controversy here. A lot of commenting on this one, but I do think the Giants will take Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy. I think he will have been. So this is one of those times where I didn't put what I wanted. I think they're going to take him, but I don't think that I like that pick for them. I don't like J.J. McCarthy there. I don't know that he is a top 10 quarterback in the top 10 in the draft worthy of that. And there's too many questions about his ability to consistently throw the ball down the field. I mean, I know it's there. I know he's smart, all that stuff. Won a national championship. That goes into the factoring. Although I'm putting him at 6, I ain't comfortable with it. This is just the way it came out. At number 7, the Tennessee Titans. They go and get LSU wide receiver Malik Neighbors. And a lot of you are like, no, I want the Bears. Yeah, hey, man. That is the guy I would love the Bears to pick. But I don't think it's going to happen. And again, I don't think they're going to get Rome Odunze either, because at number 8, I have the Atlanta Falcons taking wide receiver Rome Odunze. Yes, the guy that I fell in love with at the Combine. And if it wasn't going to be Malik Neighbors, I would have loved to have had Rome Odunze on the Bears. Now, here we are. You're like, okay, just get to the Bears at number 9. Okay. I believe at number 9, there is a trade. The Chicago Bears trade down to the Raiders at 13. Also, the Bears will get a 4th-round pick out of that. At number 9, the Raiders choose Penn State offensive tackle Fashanu Olumiwa. So I think that is the move right there for the Raiders. Now we're going to get to the Bears. I got to do my due diligence. I got to do it in order. So at number 10, the Jets are going to go with Alabama offensive tackle J.C. Latham. Love it. At 11, the Vikings go with another dude that you've heard me talking about that I'd really love to see on the Bears, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Minnesota Vikings get the Alabama defensive end Dallas Turner. I think he's my favorite defensive end, even though Chop Robinson thrilled the nation at the NFL Combine. So the Vikes and Dallas Turner. At number 12, the Denver Broncos, they need a quarterback. With Russell Wilson gone, I think they're thinking about Bo Nix to see what they can make out of him. I'm a little bit nervous for the Broncos with Bo Nix, but I think that obviously with a really good head coach there in Sean Payton, young quarterback, we know that he's been able to do that and mold that in the past. Here it is, folks. At number 13, the Bears via the Raiders. I believe the Bears will take tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia. He's the best tight end in the draft. I think pound for pound, he like as a prospect, better than Cole Kmet. And I know you're sitting there saying, why in the hell would the Bears pay 2 tight ends like that when you've got Cole Kmet, who they just gave $50 million to? Well, it's just best player available. And there's no shame in stacking up a position and being like, that position is taken care of. We do not have to worry about tight end for the next 5, 6, 7 years if you have Brock Bowers, assuming he's good, and Cole Kmet on the same team. And that's a weapon, man. That is a weapon for whomever your quarterback is, probably Caleb Williams to Brock Bowers. Tight ends are your friend. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's probably not ideal. I would prefer a wide receiver there, but this is where the chips are falling when I went through this mock draft. 14 and 15, if you'd like. That's as far as I went. Okay. I got to ease into these things. New Orleans, the Saints will take Florida State defensive end Jared Verse. Some people think he's the best edge rusher in the draft. And I know some people have the Bears taking Jared Verse at number 9. I don't think so. And number 15, I have the Colts taking Texas defensive lineman Byron Murphy II. So that's what it's looking like right now. And again, important to continue to point out that, like, when I did it, I was like, oh boy, I got them taking a tight end. Just like a lot of you guys, because I know that some people have been very critical of it, and I get it. That's what these mock drafts do. I've been critical of other people's mock drafts, but that's just where the chips fell. I had no agenda in doing this, but when I went through all the knowledge and the notes that I have from the Combine and from talking to people, that is what I came up with. Again, the Bears will take Caleb Williams, number 1. They will trade down at number 9 to the Raiders. And at 13, the Chicago Bears will take tight end Brock Bowers. So there it is. That is my mock draft 1.0. Maybe after free agency, which is coming up very soon, I'll do another one. And then after the draft, I'll do one more too. No, I'm joking. So I'll at least do one more to see if I come up with the same honest assessment as the other ones. But that's going to do it for today's show. Please feel free to comment And thumbs up, thumbs down on the mock draft. I always appreciate your feedback. Appreciate you guys subscribing. That's important for the existence of the Daily Score. So I appreciate it. I also appreciate our executive producer, Ray Diaz. And for Ray, I am Mark Grote for the Daily Score.